I wanted to take a second and show you guys this old map that I have. It used to be my grandpa's a long time ago. I live out here in Southern California, so most people out here know about the Salton Sea. But I found this old map. I don't know the date of it or anything, but it looks like there was a printing 1970 from the Triumph press. But I mean, look at it, the map. It says 35 cents, but underneath it there's a little price tag from FedMart, which FedMart isn't even around anymore. It says 29 cents. I mean, you tell me what you can get for 29 cents nowadays, let alone 35 cents. Hell, you can't even get a piece of gum at 7-Eleven. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys this really cool old map. I'll open it up here in a second. And, you know, look, it says map of the Salton Sea with soundings. So this was, you know, an actual fishing map that somebody had gone out with a depth sounder. And I don't even know, they don't even call it soundings anymore, but somebody had gone out with a depth finder. And I mean, when I show you this map, I've looked at it 100 times, but this is when the Salton Sea was something that was booming. They thought it literally was going to be the absolute next greatest thing in California. I mean, there were developments of housing and hotels and landings, and hell, they were going to build communities, and it was a huge deal back in the day. You know, in the 50s and 60s and 70s, it was a huge deal. It's got a really bad rap over the last 30 years. You know, with salinity levels and pollution levels and water coming from the Alamo and the New River that come from Mexico that feed into the Salton Sea. But I mean, this is a kind of like a time capsule map. My grandpa, hell, I'll bet you he bought it in the 70s, and we were cleaning out his stuff. I've had it in my garage for a long time. I think it's cool. I got it just hanging up. But it's fishing, boating, launching, ramps, water skiing, camping, trailer parks, resorts, and hunting. I mean, this map. I mean, look at the picture of the guy with a Corvina. Look at all those Corvina laying on the ground. I mean, hell, that's a 20-pound Corvina right there. Look at that. You know, picture of a Bombay Marina. If you look at Bombay Marina right now, if it even exists anymore, it's going to be a hollow shell of what it was back in these days. But anyways, I'll do my best to try to. I'm holding the camera with my hand, but I'll do my best. I'll go through it all. I mean, but look at these cool old timers with the Corvina. I'll open this whole thing up. I mean, here's a guy in a bait and tackle shop down there with a 21-pound Corvina. The last I had heard, now I may be incorrect. The last I heard, there weren't any more fish in the Salton Sea except tilapia. I fished the Salton Sea a whole bunch of times when I was young, and the last time I really fished it was probably about 17 years ago that I actually went down to really fish it with a buddy. But I used to go down with my dad and my grandpa, and you know, you could catch Corvina and tilapia. Those were the two that I remember. But the last I think I had heard from any kind of sporting publication was that the Corvina were gone, and the last living fish in there were the tilapia. Now, I may be incorrect, but I could have swore that's what I had heard. But anyways, I'm going to try my best to open this up. It's pretty old, but I think you guys will get a kick out of this. It's not every day that you get a chance to see a map. I mean, look at all the businesses that were thriving down there. I mean, look at the marinas, you know. I'll kind of go slow, so, you know, if you choose to read it, you can, but I mean, if anybody that lives anywhere near Southern California or the Imperial County, anything like that, the Salton Sea is a different place than it used to be, for sure. But I don't know. I think people would get a kick at some of these old Salton Sea businesses and stuff that probably are no longer. A lot of it's a ghost town. I know there's still a lot of people that live down there, but a lot of it is a very, very hollow shell of what it used to be. Anyway, here's the map. I haven't even broken this out in a long time, but you can see, I mean, it was a pretty serious deal back in the day. It's got all the depths, and if I'm not mistaken, my grandpa had told me a long time ago, if I may be incorrect, but I could have swore he had said that the deepest part of the Salton Sea was only at the most about 50 feet. It's huge. The Salton Sea is a lot bigger than people think it is, and I'm no expert on it, so I you know, if I'm saying stuff that's not completely true, you know, I apologize, but he used to talk about it a lot, and it's big. I mean, it's a hell of a lot bigger than people think it is. I want to say it's 50 miles long and you know, 20 something miles wide, or you know, it used to be, you know, in the 70s and stuff like that. But it was relatively a flat. If you do the research on the Salton Sea, you know, it was the Salton Basin was flooded, if I'm not mistaken, by a breach in the canal or something. It took the Army Corps of Engineers about 18 months to get the levee fixed and to quit flooding the Salton Basin, and that's how the Salton Sea began. And so you've got this landlocked body of water in Southern California that's literally salt water, and but it's an amazing place nowadays. But anyways, I thought I'd show you guys this. I thought you'd get a kick out of it.